What's going on, guys? My name's Ramsey. I'm the Ram Man on Stocktwits. Um, kind of started on Stocktwits. Really started sort of in January. I joined sometime late in the summer. Just tried to check it out and decided I would try to come on and kind of help some people and put up some charts and just kind of add value for some people. Been getting some questions from a couple people about how I find stocks that I'm looking at, where I find them, and kind of how I go about that. So I have a couple ways I use Thinkorswim, which is a free platform. As long as you have an account, if you make an account, I don't think you have to fund it, and you can use it for 2 or 3 years, something like that, before they kind of take you off. So I go into the scan tab of Thinkorswim, which is one of the ways I do it. And there's all these different sort of filters you can add. So you add a stock filter. You can look at the last price, bid size. There's a bunch of different things you can use. Usually I use the last price, or I use the close price. So let's go with the last price. I do 0.2 because I don't really like to go kind of below that. And then $10 max. So any stocks between 20 cents and 10 cents, that's my first parameter. Second parameter I set is 300,000 in volume, just because I don't want to get stuck with something that's super low volume. So this would be for the close of the last day. Something over 300,000 volume. You can have it lower, maybe 200,000, and I put no max. So this scan that I have here going is one of a few that I use frequently. So this is my swing under $10. So this is saying the moving average, the close is at least 1% above the 20 period simple moving average. That's one parameter. So it meets this, and now it's at least 1% over the 20 period simple moving average. Next one is the close is at least 1% below the 200 simple moving average. So what that's saying is it's over the 20 but below the 200. Something is sort of gaining some momentum, but not sort of above the 200, showing a really bullish sign. So sort of get something kind of early. And then this last one is just the average volume over 90 period is at least 300,000. So it's not like it just had 300,000 one day. It's averaging 300,000 over 90 days. So if I go scan, it populates all these stocks that I can kind of take a look at. So I have this saved as swing under 10. It's greater than the 20 SMA, less than the 200 SMA. That's one of them. Another one I have is just one that shows me something that is high weekly volume and closed green. So the last price is the same. Volume in the last day is at least 500,000. Percent change is at least 1% in the last day. And this is saying the current volume for the week is increased at least 200% over its average volume over 50 periods. There's something that has 2 times the normal volume, just to give me some more ideas of things that are green this week, that are in my price range and have higher than normal volume. Another one that I use is the whole moving average. So I can show you what that is in a second. People don't know what that is. But so the close is in my price range. Volume is at least 300,000. Percent change at least 3% the last day, so something's kind of getting moving. And the whole moving average over 20 periods change from down to up. And I'll show you what that means in a second. It gives me all these different tickers here that I can look at. And a lot of times they overlap, and that's okay. It's just showing that kind of show up in multiple scans. And then another one I use often is just MACD cross. I use the 1348 fast length 13, slow length 48. So something that just crossed over negative to positive on the daily chart with the same parameters up here. So if I come here and I'm looking at this. Just close this out. So then if I come here, I can pull up in my watch list, I can pull up those scans. So what those scans are, those are in S. So I can pull up, let's do the whole moving average one that I was telling you about. And it shows me the stocks that came up in that scan. So here, let's just re-click this one. And I'll do studies. So I can get the whole moving average in here. So down is red, let's say, and green is up. That's how I like to look at it. Apply, okay. Okay, so what this does, sort of when it's like a tighter moving average, say it's kind of tighter to the price, I don't know the exact formula, but when it turns up, it turns green, turns down, it turns red. So it kind of goes to price. Tesla, sort of something that just kind of has like these loopy sort of price action. So let's say you bought on this first turn to green, you would have bought in somewhere in this candle. Let's just say you bought in at 305, you could have wrote it up all the way here. Anyways, it's a technical indicator that people use, and I like it a lot. So you can put them up here, and you link these, red, links to the red in the chart, and it moves it over. So I use Thinkorswim like that, and I kind of just go through one by one of the different charts that I'm looking at, kind of just check them out. Just because it shows up on the scan does not mean I'm gonna use it. It's just gives me an idea of something that I might potentially like. So I have these. Same thing with all the other scans I have listed here. All these in pink are the different swing trading scans. I have some for 10 to 50. I don't really use those too much unless I'm looking for something specific. I stay generally under the $10 range. So those are those. Also, another great tool to use to find stocks is Finviz. You can use it during the day, you can use it after hours, you can use it really anytime. It's delayed if you don't get the elite version. I think it's $25 for elite. So yeah, it shows you all the tickers that were up, all those that are down. It's like top losers, new low, most volatile, earnings after hours, earnings before. There's just a bunch of different things, kind of gives you the biggest gainers, top gainers of the day that you can look at. So what we're going to talk about here is a screener. So you click on screener. It's going to load here. So this brings you to this screen. There's no filters set currently, so it gives me 7,100 tickers available. So there's a descriptive, fundamental, and technical tab. Generally here, I just use the micro float, or sorry, the micro cap. I think in the paid version you can use float. Doesn't have it here though. Market cap. Sometimes I use relative volume. Let's just say 1.5 times relative volume. And I use price. So I generally do here under $7. So right now I'm saying I want something that's a microflow under 300 million. Relative values over 1.5 in the last day, and the price is under $7. So I don't use the fundamental tab. It's got all these different things: PE, price to cash, debt to equity, return on investment, current ratio. There's a lot of different ratios and things you can use to analyze the fundamentals. Not usually something that I trade off of. X is technical. So this is something I use. I use a lot of different sort of things on here. You could do performance, so like price performance. You could say so we're looking at stocks that are up today. And you could say stocks that are up on the week. And let's say they're making new 52-week highs. So it shows me stocks that are up today, up on the week, and making 52-week highs. BSPM, OASM, BKTX. If I click charts here, it just gives me a nice nice view, massive spike on BSPM. Nice view of just a couple charts that I can just quickly look through, see if there's anything interesting that I like. So let's say another one, let's say you're looking for something that's up today. Let's say it's down on the week. So maybe you're looking for something that's sort of making a hammer type formation. So the week is down on the weekly, so you're looking for the week is down, so it's a low. Today is up though, the last day of the week. And what else would I do? And then let's say it's just, let's say the price is above the 20 SMA. So these are stocks where today is up, the week is down, and it's above the 20 SMA. So potentially a pullback and a nice move up on Friday, potentially setting up for a nice move next week. Another nice thing you can do, so I'm just going to put these back to any that I really like on here, is doing this pattern here. Where's my ascending triangle? Triangle, ascending. So I can search here. What's going on? Why are you not giving me? Okay, so it's giving me stocks that are that it thinks are creating an ascending triangle. So I can quickly look through. This one looks okay. This one looks it's kind of tight on the bottom trend line. So it's kind of just getting squeezed here in a pennant. So you can kind of go through. So this one looks nice here, CFBK, clean line up here with 1, 2, 3. Looking to make 4 tops here, potentially break it out here over, well, it looks like a 275 area. So maybe that's something I look at. I look to chart for something to look at next week. So this is another one, HIL, resistance kind of here at 570. It's kind of broken through it now. Looks like a high frequency ticker. Just like a lot of up and downs here, but a nice clean trend line up. So another one potentially to look at. So kind of just going through here and just looking, quickly looking MATR. That's one of the ones I charted this week. High frequency ticker, 5-cent ticker, but looking like a nice ascending triangle into this trend line. So you can use different, you can set up, they have bunches of different patterns here that you can use. So you get like a wedge down, a falling wedge. So kind of potentially look to buy on the bottom trend line, sell on the top, or look for a breakout out of the top of the trend line, of the top trend line. So these are some ways that I look through some stocks. There's a bunch of different sort of parameters you can set here. RSI under 14, just RSI 14, you can buy overbought. You can just look for so many different things here. It's sort of something you just sort of mess around with, and just the more tickers you're able to look at and chart and just sort of get used to looking at them and deciding what works and just keeping tabs on them. You don't have to trade them. You don't have to watch every second. You just have to keep an eye, set a mark, sort of have a chart for it, and then see, come back in a week and see how that chart panned out. You don't have to be watching it every day, but just make a chart for it, see what happens, see if what you thought was going to happen happened, and just kind of go from there. So I hope this video was informative for you guys. If you have any questions, any feedback from me, potentially thinking about making some more videos like this going forwards. If anybody has any ideas of things they want to see or things I could do better in my videos, still not sure if I want to keep doing them, but I'm definitely open to it, and any feedback from anyone would be awesome. So hope you guys have an awesome weekend, and see you on Stocktwits.